Hello everyone and welcome. Today is Monday, 10 April 2023. I hope you guys like my previous video, Anime Rap 2022. What a good time to finish winter anime today, where we have seen similar ones that were from the past, like Nagatoro-san, Vinland Saga, Bungo Stray Dogs, Tokyo Revengers, Bofuri, and many others. But today I am going to focus only one season, which is Spring 2023. After making the 2022 rap, I felt like it was a discouragement of putting too much effort on it because the video had really less views and there's too many issues I had encountered in the middle of the video editing. It had to be delayed, so I apologize for that first. For this time round, I'm going to judge the anime with only one episode and there will be little bit of spoilers. It's kind of very different from the 2022 rap since that one is I will reveal it after all the episodes have premiered. However, I felt that used too much time for me to write, edit, and record all of the clips from different anime. All of the opinions are mine and you're welcome to agree or challenge it. Since this is only one season, I will cover most of the notable ones in sequence order. So first will be Doctor Stone New World, then it will be Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village, and then Konosuba Explosion. Next is Tonikaku Kawaii Season 2, then Loving Yamada at level 999, then Dangers in My Heart, and then Hell's Paradise, then Insomniacs After School, then Skip and Loafer, then My Clueless First Friend. Next will be Yuri Is My Job, and then Meshley, and then Deathmau Death Play, then Tengoku Daimakyo, Heavenly Delusions, and last but not least, Oshinoko. And we don't want to waste any more time, let's get started. Starting off, let's talk about the new season of Doctor Stone. Doctor Stone, the best science anime of all time, together with Hataraku Saibo or Cells at Work, where there's no stupid things like male or female MC trying to confess to each other, or even a main character who uses power of friendship to defeat the enemies. Wait, is Doctor Stone like that? Can you say Senku uses power of friendship? Not really, I would say. He uses the power of science to defeat his enemies, which was Tsukasa. So this season is already the third season, and last year we also saw a special, which were the introduction of Ryusui. So the fastest way for me to say that Ryusui is like Nami. I don't think I need to say where is Nami from, right? He's rich, he's good at navigation, except that he isn't a thief, and they both have bright colored hair. So for me to review the first episode of New World, we need to go back to Ryusui. Since Senku and his people wanted to go to South America to find the source or the reason why they were petrified 3,700 years ago, he asked one of the people from Tsukasa team to find the best captain or someone they know who's good at navigating. So they found it, and it was Ryusui. While doing so, they were actually building two transportations. One is a ship which they are going to travel to the other side of the earth, while the other is a hot air balloon, which was suggested by Suika, as they wanted to find oil and food for the ship to run and for them to survive. So when they were successfully made the balloon and was ready to fly, Chrome, not Google Chrome, ran from the village to the base, while Asagiri Gen was using his cards to determine who would be taking the balloon, other than Senku and Ryusui. And Asagiri Gen purposely made Chrome to win. So now, the three of them were in the balloon and there were storms. And what is this? Cumulonimbus? Basically a multi-level cloud extending into the sky of maximum 16,000 meters or 52,000 feet. So that's why the first scene we saw in New World was Senku, Ryusui, and Chrome in the balloon returning to the Ishigami village. Sorry, I did a little bit of cheating here because I'm supposed to only talk about the first episode of New World, not together with the previous one. But for the sake of context, right, I have no choice. So sorry about that. Anyway, for the first episode, Ryusui, which was tired of eating the same thing over and over again, so Senku brought him and Kohaku to navigate around using their maps they drew. And Ukyo and Chrome will be at the ground hunting animals, and they also found wheat, which is going to use for agriculture later. While the people at the base building the ship were thinking whether do they want to revive more people to help them or not. But however, due to food shortage, they have to reconsider the decision. Taiji, Yo, and Magma were plowing, but both Yo and Magma did not grow any crops over time. Due to the soil was too acidic, while Taiju's soil were alkaline enough for the crops to grow healthily on. They were able to make bread with the wheat they harvested, however, they weren't able to make it which was edible, and they had to revive someone who is able to do it before travelling to the other side of the world. And that's the end of episode 1 of New World. It's really a very good anime for us to learn about, as I don't remember there were any science anime that's as good as Dr. Stone. I hope that for the rest of the episodes, you will see the progress of them where they found the oil and also able to visit South America at the end of the season. Animation, music, characters and stories are 10 billion% good and exhilarating. So I'm giving Dr. Stone New World 10 out of 10. This is the first anime that I rated 10 out of 10 for the first episode, because otherwise I will only give 7 or 8, since I will have no context of who the characters are. Alright, let's go to the next anime. The next anime is one of the most popular ones in spring 2023, which is Demon Slayer Entertainment, Swordsmith Village Arc, or Kimetsu no Yaiba Katana Kaji no Satoran. This is season 3, if we don't count Mugen Train arc. This arc continues after the Entertainment District arc, where Tengen, the Sound Hashira, and 3 of them, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, fought Daki and Yutaro, the Upper Moon 6, and Tengen lost his left arm. It started at the Infinity Castle, with all of the Upper Moons, like Gyoko, Upper Moon 5, Hatengu, Upper Moon 4, Akaza, Upper Moon 3, Doma, Upper Moon 2, and last but not least, Kokushibo, Upper Moon 1, were summoned back to the castle from Munsan, while punishing all of them by not fulfilling his task he assigned to them. Tanjiro recovered from coma, and his sword was also broken while fighting Daki and Gyutaro earlier. He then afterwards asked whether how he can convince the blacksmith who made the sword to remake another one for him. A demon slayer told him that she can bring him to a place to find the blacksmith, where it's called the Swordsmith Village, as the blacksmith resides there. However, due to secrecy and confidentiality, Tanjiro has to be blindfolded while a demon slayer will carry him all the way there. Here we also meet Mitsuri, Love Hashira, who Tanjiro met her at the onsen, together with another demon slayer, which I really don't know what's his name. And Mitsuri told Tanjiro that there was a secret weapon for Tanjiro to go and find around the village. He also met Muichiro, Miss Hashira, and that's the end of episode 1. Huh? That was very fast actually. And there were many funny scenes though, and there are some fan service of the Love Hashira, which, sure, for the past 2 Hashiras the MC has met are guys. This is the first Hashira that was a girl, if you don't want to count Shinobu. And wait, there's only 2 Hashira that's female. Okay, never mind, let's move on. I hope from episode 2 onwards, the show will not be like Entertainment District. And for now, we do not know about how many episodes Swordsmith Village will have. Now let's talk about the songs. Kizuna no Kiseki, the opening of the show, made by Millet and Man with a Mission, is not a bad song. While for ending wise, for now there was no ending yet. Also, this, together with Oshinoko, are one of the episodes that are longer than the usual episodes, so there's more thing I'm able to say. Actually no, I think I said less compared to Dr. Stone. So the animation did not disappoint me. It's from Ufotable. Yup. Lastly, I gave Swordsmith Village Arc a 9 out of 10. Until the next anime. Konosuba Explosion, or in Japanese, Konosubara Shisekai ni Bakuen o, the spin-off which at first I thought is the third season of Konosuba main series, but it's not, because this anime only focus on one of the main characters in the main series. That's right, it is Megumin. So you may not see Kazuma, Aqua, and Darkness here. Let me be very honest with all of you. Yes, actually I haven't seen Konosuba yet, including the OVAs and the movies. So I have completely no idea what's behind the lore and the story behind each characters, other than Megumi's explosion and useless Aqua. Okay, this Aqua isn't useless, but anyway, this spin-off tells the story of Megumin's origin, which at the start, a magician saved her from defeating a dragon as she ran away from the town. She saw the explosion skill the magician used and was amazed at wondrous skill she had. However, that skill was categorized as a joke, even as the teacher in school said that. Anyway, the Megumi's family is quite poor, quite rich. Okay, fine, 50-50, as Megumin has to go to catch some crawfish with her sister. One day, she met a girl and she gave a crawfish for her because she looked like she was hungry. But little did Megumin know that the girl she gave the clawfish was Yun Yun, or Yun Yun, or whatever you want to call it. Afterwards, the magician went to the town and saw a relic, or an artifact she really liked, and bought it. The seller who sold the relic or the artifact was actually, you guess it, Megumin's parents. The relic slash artifacts is made of gold, so now I'm not sure why do the Megumin family owns this. Maybe it's their valuable collection or property. Anyway, they made a lot of money that day and finally ate better, and Megumin is able to go to school, as Megumin wants to be the best and do world domination. So now she is in the school with another 10 classmates, which are all girls, and Yun Yun is also inside. At first, when I thought when Yun Yun saw Megumin, she was going to thank her because of what she had done last time, but no, she declared to be her rival. What? Oh wow, okay, because Megumin is kinda like a solo person, so one time when the class is having a physical lesson, she pretended to have stomachache and lied to the teacher that she can't continue the lesson. So this girl and Yun Yun can partner up together. Okay, because initially Yun Yun also don't have anyone to partner up with. However, the teacher just now casted a spell of a storm, so now it's raining. And I don't know how the tulips are running on their own. And then go back to flashback again at the start, and that's episode 1 for now. I'm giving this show 8 out of 10 because this spin-off, the first impression of Konosuba, I feel like it can be better. Since I know this is already a spin-off, so I'm not giving this a low rating because of other main characters are not there. The animation and the music are alright, and let's go to our last sequel anime to review. Tonikaku Kawaii 2, or in English, Fly Me to the Moon Season 2, is another Season 2 we saw this spring. I'm crying because Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten was over, and it is not just one of the best rom-com slice of life, it is the best and the most wholesome rom-com slice of life ever, as the male MC isn't like the other virgins out there. They didn't kiss, however, unlike Tonikaku Kawaii, but I have my own bias. Anyway, the start of the season 2 goes back to season 1 episode 1. When I was watching it, I was like, wait, did I watch the correct season? But luckily, the back is different. Those that have already forgotten how Tonikaku Kawaii has started, so NASA, which his name is inspired from the US government agency, which I think everyone should know what is it, and he was always get teased because of his name. He was a very smart student as he gets almost all full marks in his exams, and one day when he is going home in a winter night, he saw a beautiful girl with long red hair. However, when he is going to call her Truck-kun, which I'm not surprised, hit him and he almost died. Because he can't be isekai and plot armor has to save him, the girl, who we know her name already, Tsukasa, save him, and because Nasa is a sim, so he immediately confessed to her while he's bleeding. Tsukasa somehow agreed, and by doing so, she wants him to marry her. And now it's season 2, and it didn't continue from the summer festival, as it summarizes what all had happened in season 1. So one day, Tsukasa was very bored as she had nothing to do at home, and Nasa brought her to watch a movie. And afterwards, they are actually planning to have a wedding ceremony, which I was kind of felt bad for him that he didn't know the actual cost, time, and labor needed just to hold a once in a lifetime event. To be honest, right, I didn't know as well, just like him. He asked Kaname about it, and the actual price is about 7 million yen highest. Damn, 7 million yen. Convert back to Singapore dollars is about 70,000 already. No wonder both Japan and Singapore really have low birth rates. But average, the marriage is about 3 to 4 million yen, so Nessa may be still able to afford it. So when he was thinking about the marriage outside the onsen, Aya-san suggested both of them to get this magazine called Zexy, which is 100% focused on the young couples, marriage and wedding stuff, and also the guides on it. They bought it, and that's all for this episode. It is very wholesome, sure, but it is kinda depressed for all of us singles out there because this will never happen to us. The opening, damn, wow, did not disappoint me as when I heard the first opening, I was like, holy shit, why does the opening sounds like the songs they made from NCS? I mean, take a look at this video. So my expectations and standards have really gone up for opening songs. So this time round, I'ma give a 9 out of 10 overall for the story, animation, characters, and the song. And we have done with all of the sequels this season. Now let's begin with all the new anime we have yet to see. Let's go! Loving Yamada at level 999, or in Japanese, Yamada-kun to level QQQ no koi suru. Neither it is Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches, nor Sono Bisdo wa koi suru. It's the first rom-com slice of life anime of spring 2023. This anime was actually recommended by one of my real life friends, so shout out to them. Yes, at first when you hear the title of this anime, you will know that at the end of this show, the female MC will be together with this guy called Yamada, while the level 999 is referring to the video game, or MMORPG, called Forest of Saviors. So basically the girl MC, called Akane, was left with a broken heart because her ex-boyfriend didn't have interest in her anymore, and got a new girlfriend. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that he cheated on her. What an asshole. But she was still in love with him, so she wanted to go back and find him through a real life event. And because the time traveler didn't move their chair, and also the cliche of slice of life, Akane accidentally hit the male MC. And you guess it, Yamada. Eventually, her ex and his new girlfriend met Akane and Yamada, and her ex was shocked that he met Yamada for the first time because Yamada is actually a pro gamer, while Akane has to pretend that Yamada is her new boyfriend. She opened close comma won when her ex found out, but actually quote lose and she can't take it anymore. So she managed to drink away all her problems and eventually went too drunk and was brought into Yamada's house because Yamada can't leave her alone on the streets like that. And he's a virgin like Kazuya. And that's the end of episode 1. I know there will be more characters, but judging by only this episode, I can only give an 8 out of 10 for now. Will the score go up or down? I never know. But even if I know, I wouldn't tell you. But here's a fun fact. Yamada is actually younger than Akane, as he's still in high school, while Akane is actually already in college. The opening was sung by Kanabun and Yuho Kitazawa, which Kanabun is famous for Naruto Shippuden opening, while Yuho, I don't know, this is the first time I heard her name. The animation is decent, but it is from Madhouse, the studio behind Overlord, No Game No Life, Hunter x Hunter, and many others. And to be honest, I couldn't identify it. Alright, let's go to the next anime. If you feel like watching Loving Yamada at level 999 is not enough, then I would suggest you to go and watch Dangers in My Heart, or in Japanese is Boku no Kokoro wa Yabai Yatsu. Okay, why did I say that? Because instead of the Yamada is the guy, now it becomes a girl. But instead of being a wholesome rom-com slice of life, this goes to the other side, the darker side. You can say that it's like a dark rom-com slice of life. Yes, we have already seen Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. At first it kinda reminds me of that because of how people ignore Yamada, except in school. This is the male MC. Let's call him Ichikawa. When I hear his voice, oh, I thought he's Nishikata from Takagi-san. Okay, my fault guys. Because the company behind the animation is Shin-A, which is responsible for drawing 3 seasons of Takagi-san and a movie. So what is this darker side of Loving Yamada at level 999 is about? It is about a schoolboy who has a mentality of killing people in his class. Luckily he didn't, or else this would be R-rated. Actually, he has a crush on a girl in his class called Yamada, and he always had the cutter with him. Okay, instead of loving Yamada at level 999, right? Maybe this is crushing Yamada at level 69. Nice. Anyway, one day when he was going to the library, because his classroom was too noisy, he met Yamada over there as well, but acting like he has no interest on her. She then afterwards ate snacks there and then did her project work, which will be presented the next day, I think. Ichi helped her by offering his cutter so she can cut the paper smoothly. However, this girl, which looks like Yoshi from Nakadoro-san, redid all her work and then she cried. When it was time for Ichikawa team to present, there was a plane passing by their school and everyone was distracted by it. However, Ichi doesn't want to see his classmate looking at Yamada crying, so he used his cutter to cut off the paper he used to present. Damn, wow! But not everyone knows about this fact. Yamada is actually kinda like an idol, as she will be featured in this magazine called Seal, meaning heaven. Is she an idol? Can't tell really, based on one episode. He bought the magazine and looked at her pictures. The next day, he saw someone else is trying to pick on Yamada by asking her line. I mean, if it's not crushing Yamada at level 69, right? I don't think he will do this lah hor. He pushed his bike and ended up falling to the river. And everyone was distracted again to see what happened. Well, I guess he helped her from that. There's actually one more thing I want to say. This is Bota, meaning bald. He reminds me of Ikkyu-san for some reason. And he has a crush on this chubby girl. I cannot use the word fat, or else Twitter will cancel me saying that I'm fat shaming her. So Ikkyu-san asked the chubby girl to go to the library because he wants to confess to her. But then Ichikawa was at the back hiding, eavesdropping to what they are going to say, and then accidentally drop a book. What? Yamada asked him to pretend to be a cat, and goddamn, I was laughing so hard at this. Jesus Christ. Really guys, never let them know your next move, people. Never. If you want to make a very different anime in 2023, this is how you should do it. You guys have to write it down. Okay? And that's the end of Dangers in My Heart. I want to give an 8 out of 10 for now, and may go up or down in the future. The opening song, Shayo, made by our beloved Yorushika and Embruna, who made Ite, Tada Kimi ni Hare, Yuake to Hotaru, and many others. But it's just kinda sad that this is not as popular as Yoasobi's Idol, since these two artists are one of my favorites. Hell's Paradise, or Jikoku Raku, from the animators of Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan Final, and more. Quite hyped like Oshinoko and Demon Slayer Swordsmith Village arc, but I can tell you that the setting here, is about 95% similar to Demon Slayer. If you feel like Swordsmith Village arc is not enough, then Hell's Paradise is for you. So basically, I think that should be Edo period, or the same period like Tanjiro is now. There is a person called Gabimaru, was a ninja and has killed many people through orders, regardless innocent or guilty. However, because of very strong plot armor, he becomes immortal, and as he is ready to face death punishment for killing people. Unlike Tanjiro, he doesn't have a heart to sympathize and empathize, so he just allowed the other ninjas and this executioner. Okay guys, I'm not even joking. She is the third character in this anime rap named Yamada. Yes, I know. For goodness sake, how many Yamada do you want in one season? If the next anime is going to have someone called Yamada, right, I'm going to end it. Anyway, he just allowed the other ninjas to kill him, but when Yamada was trying to execute him, he dodged and avoided her attack. Gabi, or the male MC, had a wife, but his wife, I think she died. The executioner, or Yamada, is sharp in terms of her sword skills and also can pierce through the male's MC heart, revealing his truth that he wanted to return to his wife while himself was lying to his own that he doesn't have feelings at all. Hi, what a virgin. To be honest, is virgin or not virgin is none of my business. Dote ka do ka, boku ni wa kankei nai. She's willing to help him, but by doing so, she wants him to follow her to an island in south of Japan where this elixir of life is located in. Isn't this the plot for One Piece? Except that One Piece isn't animated by Mappa. He agreed to it, and that's the end of episode 1. If you read the comments from the community, right, people are comparing it with Demon Slayer, One Piece, Boku no Hero, and Naruto. But I can see where they are coming from. New anime will always be compared with those famous ones. Now I want to talk about the song. The opening, Work by Millennium Parade and Shina Ringo, is a banger, but the ending, Kami Hitoe by Uru, is one of the best ending song I've ever heard for spring 2023. Remember I said that during Chainsaw Man episode about Mappa animation and CGI, I'm guilty to give a less than 9 out of 10. However, for Hell's Paradise, right, I can only give a 9 out of 10 for now. Alright, let's move on to the next anime. Insomniacs After School, or Kimi wa Hokago Insomnia. If you feel like last year 13 episodes of Yofukashi no Uta is not enough, then I think this anime is suitable for you, except that there are no vampires here, and the skies here are not as beautiful in Call of the Night. So what does this new Call of the Night 2.0 is about? The introduction is quite dark actually. It's about how a club got disbanded because someone suicided in the school, and it's related to this astronomy club. A girl has a crush on a boy, but the boy doesn't like her, so she went to the rooftop and jumped off. Wow, if you want to kill yourself, go to other places and jump lah. Don't do it at school. Okay guys, I'm just kidding. I do not promote suicide or self-harm or any related acts. If you need any help or know anyone is suicidal, please call the helpline link in the description. Anyway, back to the anime. For our main character is an insomniac as he can't sleep at night. together with the female MC, similar like Yamori. And yes, he is from Call of the Night as well. The female MC is also his classmates, and how does both of them meet each other and start talking? You may be thinking, oh, they sleep in class and that's how they know each other. No, I think before that they don't even talk, and it's maybe just acquaintance only. It all started when one day the school was having a school cultural festival. Finally, it's not at the back, just like when Will Ayumu makes his move. The male MC was tasked to take some empty open boxes from the old astronomy club room, since he was sleeping and wasn't helping his other classmates. And then this astronomy club room, right, has already changed into storeroom. He managed to go in and wanted to rest there. Then the female MC was lying down. Is it a coffin? I don't know. Scared the heck out of him, and he saw a familiar face. That's why he never ran away from the room. The female MC, oh yes, I forgot to tell the names. Let's call him Nakami, and her Magari, and Yamada. Nah, sorry guys, I'm just kidding. So when they are in the storeroom, right, she told him that she also has insomnia, but she didn't know that Nakami has insomnia as well. They slept for a while and then woke up, realizing that the door has locked and they can't get out. Then his classmates helped to open the door for them. And that's how both of them develop relationships. I swear to God, if they manage to become a couple at the end, which I am 90% certain that they will, or the guy tries to confess to the girl, see how I will drop down the rating for this show. So from that day on, both Nakami and Magari will spend time together at the storeroom, and she managed to open the observation deck. They went out at night and almost got busted by rude police. Nakami is actually good at taking photos, so he brought his DSLR out and took the pictures of sceneries. And also, you guess it, Magari. It's finally morning, and they also finished their journey. And that's all for episode 1. The ending here is quite chill, and the morning sky looks nice actually. Therefore, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. I'm actually looking forward towards this show, but we don't have time for this, so let's move on to the next anime. Skip and Loafer. I know I'm supposed to say this at the end, but I'm too happy to say that I'm actually looking forward towards the second episode. Why did I say this first instead of other things? Let me give you the fastest summary. Our female MC, she looks like the girl version of Tadano from Komi Can't Communicate. Is a genius. Genius as in score very well in exams, but not in terms of physical. She is from a prefecture far away from Tokyo called Ishikawa, which is located at north of Nagoya. Let's call her Mitsumi. She moved to Tokyo for further studies, and her family is still in Ishikawa. The male MC, which reminds me of the guy from Sasaki and Miyano. However, I haven't watched it. Is an ikemen, a classmate of Mitsumi, and helped her during the first day of school. Because the time traveler didn't move their chair. Okay, sorry guys, I know I had made the same joke in Loving Yamada at level 999, but they both managed to be at the same wrong station. Huh? Because Mitsumi was lost at the school route, so that's why she was in the wrong station. And this ikemen helped to bring her to the correct station and walk together. I mean run together to the school because they were late for the opening ceremony. Mitsumi was somehow the representative to give a speech for the ceremony on behalf of all the new students. However, maybe she ran too much just now. After she finished her speech without her script, she vomited on her form's teacher's shirt. So now her reputation is ruined. Luckily, the ikemen really was a hero and saved her day, so her life will not be so miserable. After the first day of school ended, she called her friend from her origin about today's school, while the ikemen met up with his friends in a family restaurant. Mitsumi now is planning to write the self-introduction so that she will not mess up like what she had done the previous day. But she somehow didn't sleep and became an insomniac like Magari. And that's the end of Skip and Loafer episode 1. The prologue is acceptable, and not sure you have watched Kimi ni Todoke because somehow the plot and the vibe is about the same as this. The songs are very good, especially the opening. It's so relaxing and chill. I actually like it. The animation gives its simplicity to the audience, and it is from PA Works, but I can't tell it because Yaboy Kongming doesn't look like that. But I couldn't complain much because I'm giving this a 9 out of 10, and I have to move on to the next anime. My clueless first friend, or in Japanese is Jijo wo Shiranai Tengo Seiga Kukui Kuru. When I first looked at the animation, I was like, why does this look like a budgeted version of Pokemon? And why does the female MC here looks like budgeted Anya Forger? Oh, it's kinda half right, half wrong, because this is maybe one of the most wholesome and also cutest anime in spring 2023, like Loving Yamada at 11999. So the female MC is called Akane, and I'm not joking, was teased by her classmate by calling her a Green Reaper, while the male MC called Takada is a new transfer student from another school, was very obsessed with her, just like how Kazuya is obsessed with Chizuru. He is surprised and awestruck that why does her schoolmates keep calling her Green Reaper, and even try to protect her in a sports game. When the school is over, it's time to go back home, and Takada said that he wanted to go back home together with her. His classmates went over and tried to convince him to stay away from Akane, and Akane as well also did the same thing. But that confused Takada and rejected his classmate because they are just, quote, ordinary people and not a Green Reaper. Guys, if you are smart enough, right, maybe you all can just call yourself an archer or a necromancer to manipulate Takada, and maybe he will stay away from her as well. Anyway, so he rejected and then go back home together with Akane. Then just now I was saying that he was protecting her, right? He got hit by the ball and then sent to the nurse room. Akane was worried that he did not receive today's handout, so she decided to go to the nurse room and give it to him. But she was worried again that because she's scared that later there will be more rumors about her and Takada, like going out together or being a couple or something like that. You know, in 5th grade, right, last time my era, we loved to ship our classmates instead of playing Roblox and Fortnite. When Takada was recovered and saw her outside the room, he shouted at her saying that why didn't she go and visit him, since his best friend told him about Akane will be coming over. The next day, when Takada entered the classroom, the board was written about Mr. and Mrs. Green Reaper, and he was excited again because he finally got to become the Green Reaper. Yes, people, I am a Green Reaper as well. And just watch this video.
Play of the game.
And that's all for my clueless first friend. The animation is, well, if you ask me to choose this at DIY anime, I will pick the latter. The songs, opening and ending are good, but the story-wise, sure, it is wholesome. And sure, Takada has the wrist. And sure, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10 to the next anime. Yuri is my job, or Watashi no Yuri wa oshigoto desu. If you feel like last season, the magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius young lady is over, or same reason, but last year it was the masterpiece Licorice Recoil. or you are a big CGDCT fan, I may or may not recommend this anime to you. The first episode story is all over the place. The main character, her personality is kinda unlikable to be honest. Take Serufuya from DIY anime, but 10 times worse. I actually kinda wasted 23 minutes of my life watching the worst Yuri anime of all time. Sure, the animation and the musics are decent, but the story is the highest I can give, right, is either 2 or 3 out of 10. So basically, the female MC called Hime is literally a fucking gold digger because her dream is to be loved by everyone and become the trophy wife of a billionaire. What? Then one day when she's going back home, the time traveler, okay, sorry, she accidentally hit someone and got her injured. Another girl came out, which is a gearer, forced her to follow her to a place to settle her problems on how to resolve the girl's injured arm. It turns out both of them are working in a cafe, while the girl is the manager of the cafe and the gearer is the employee, of course. Then this girl, I don't know why her name is called Ayano Koji. Oh, we are going back to Classroom of the Elite, right? She was very short-tempered all the time when talking to the female MC. Which, okay, I can kind of forgive that because the female MC really is fucking clumsy. Not just that, she is also very clueless as she can't tell what is real life and what is acting. She keeps calling Ayano Koji One-sama, which she did strongly dislike because it will give the customers a bad impression. But I kinda like the acting of the Gyaru and Ayano though, since they are both quite experienced and they kinda reminds me of Jin and Lisa from Genshin. And this Hime-san or the female MC, the only good thing right is that she is able to attract guys, but I don't think she's straight. I mean, just read the title of this anime. There are many good Yuri anime out there, and here are some notable examples, like Citrus, Bloom Into You, Sakura Trick, Magical Revolution, Yuri Yuri, Adachi, and Shinamura. Just watch any of these and you will feel better and not cringing every 2 minutes like watching Rank a Girlfriend. This anime here will be the lowest rating I'm giving so far, as I'm giving this a 6 out of 10. Thank you. Next anime. If you feel like your life isn't expelliarmus enough, or you're too impatient to wait for One Punch Man Season 3, or you're sad that Black Clover is already over, then Mashle is the best solution for you. Okay, why did I say that? Because this is literally a mixture of these 3 anime, with gags and cartoonish effect throwing around for the 23 minutes. The male MC, Saitama, he lives with his grandpa, not blood related, outside the magic town, because he isn't able to use magic. Yes, we have also seen many magic animes like Little Witch Academia, Journey of Elina, Seven Deadly Sins. You never see the main character can't use the magic at all. But his physical skills are as strong as Saitama or Goku if you have watched One Punch Man or Dragon Ball. His favorite food is cream puffs, so one day when his grandpa went outside to do some things, he secretly escaped from the forest to the town and bought some cream puffs. However, when he opened his hoodie, he was then revealed by the villagers there that there is an outsider in the village. This guy, who looks like Shinji from Licorice Recoil, received a call about the notification of the outsider. When he saw Saitama was interrupting another police officer and going to interrogate him, his grandpa rescued him and Shinji summoned a bird to track down the grandpa and Saitama. They made it successfully, but when grandpa punished him for going out without his permission, he was told to do his morning routine, which is this. So yeah, Saitama did it a piece of cake, and when he returned, he punched the hell out of the officers and 1v1 Shinji. He dodged all Shinji's magic powers, and Shinji is impressed that he can repel and ricochet his shot. So after he saw his overpowered physical skills, he invited Saitama to join the Hogwarts, the magic school, and becoming the divine visionary or someone who is extraordinary inside the school. He agreed, and that's the end of the introduction. However, I find some of the scenes cringy, but I understand that this anime's intention is to make it as cartoonish as possible so people can find the comedic effect. And also try not to make it such that it becomes a rip-off of Harry Potter or One Punch Man. The songs are meh, and the animation, god damn, it was from A1 Pictures. The quality goes down, man. But I can't say shit because of its reputable background of making quality anime like Licorice Recoil and Kaguya-sama. Overall, I give Mashle episode 1 7 out of 10. If you feel like watching isekai anime like Konosuba and Isekai Smartphone is too boring for you, then you can watch Death Mount That Play, a reverse isekai which I remember that the other notable one is Yaboy Kongming from last year. So the premise here is that this hero, or the male MC, let's call him Shagra, not Serifuyua, and he's one of the strongest knight, managed to defeat the strongest monsters and a mutated Brook, which, oh god, how many One Piece references I have to make. I haven't even made a single JoJo reference yet. Anyway, however, he isn't able to protect his village and his people, but he was told to defeat the mutated Brook to save the world he lives in. Little did he know that the mutated Brook has a secret ability, which is able to make a person to reincarnate into another world. So Shagra, similar to Kongming, was sent into modern Tokyo in the dark alley street. Because he has the magic which also works in the new world, he was then somehow controlling a guy who was dead a while ago in the alley, and so-called revived as the person who died was actually murdered by someone through orders. The MC now has a new name. Let's call him Polka. Say goodbye to Shagra. And then the police came over and checked on Polka as he has a wound at his neck. At first, he can't understand what the police were saying until he used his magic to gather information on the dead body, which I don't know how, and I'm not eager to know why as well. So now he can understand Japanese. I mean, from the world before that, he was speaking Japanese too, so I'm not sure why he still needed to do that. Then suddenly a girl came out and asked Polka to follow her. But oh god, this MC. I think he needs observation Aki. The girl is actually the one who killed him before he was reincarnated. So someone maybe was, I don't know, offended the organization the girl is associated with. That's why she killed him, or she was ordered to kill him. I don't know, I'm making assumptions here. He quickly retaliates while he still had the knowledge and experience of fighting like Oshinoko, which I will explain later. He used his magic from the previous world to kill the girl, which later revealed her name to be Misaki. And that's all for episode 1. I cannot predict what will happen from episode 2 onwards, but I'm pretty sure that Misaki can't just die like that, and she probably will work with this new Polka and fight together as a team. Now let's talk about the song, the opening. Damn, when I was listening for about 40 seconds, right, I kept thinking about who was the one singing it, because his voice is so familiar, and it turned out that it was So, a famous Utaite, which sang the opening for ID Invaded, and the ending for Science Fall in Love, so I tried to prove it with Nanao Akari. The animation reminds me of Tomodachi Game, but it isn't the same company who drew it. So for now, I will give about 8 out of 10, and to the next anime. Guys, have you heard of The Last of Us? It is a video game and a drama about two travelers traveling around a post-apocalyptic America. This anime is about 99% similar. Heavenly Delusions, or in Japanese, Tengoku Daimakyo, is a Japanese version of The Last of Us, plus a bit of Made in Abyss and Girls Last Tour. This anime was distributed by Disney and put under Disney Plus streaming service. Maybe Disney also needs some The Last of Us content, or else HBO will be taking 100% of it. The two main characters, I thought they were siblings at first because the male MC keeps calling the female MC sister. The male MC called Maru and the female MC called Kiriko, not Kiriko from Overwatch. The show started with the children who are inside a school which was surrounded by walls, and the mastermind Kiriko was wondering about what's life outside the walls beyond the school. Because it's dangerous, that's why the walls were built to protect those who are still living. Kiriko was initially a bodyguard of Maru, as she was supposed to protect him while traveling. Kiriko also wanted to find two people as they are significant to her. They only left canned food, and Kiriko wasted it by cooking it with plants she found around the area. They also encountered the bad guys, which they somehow could still survive and intercepted their journey. Because they are the main characters, so the plot armor will always be with them. This is not a Star Wars reference. And they won the battle. After the main characters won, Kiriko asked whether she could use the generator to charge her battery, which they didn't know what the battery is used for. And then she revealed that after she put the battery back into the gun she shot earlier. They continued their journey as the bad guys told them that about this place called Tengoku, which roughly translate back to English is heaven. And they found an inn, which I initially thought she is also another bad guy. They decided to stay there overnight and finally get to eat edible food, and they went to sleep. Then a bird monster appeared during nighttime, and that's how it ended. What? Don't just leave the cliffhangers like that. At first I thought Disney collaborated with MAPPA because of how similar the art style is when comparing it with Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen. But no, it's actually from Production IG, which drew Psycho Pass, Haikyuu and Awashi. The opening is also a banger, Innocent Arrogance by Bish. This anime, together with Insomniacs After School, is one of the anime I'm looking forward towards the next episode. So I'm going to rate an 9 out of 10 to the next anime. Oshinoko, an emotional. Finally, I give Oshinoko episode 1, you guess it, 10 out of 10. We have again come to the end of this video, judging all of the spring 2023 animes. I couldn't believe that it's almost an hour, but I hope after this video you get to have some impressions and some insights on what the new anime that are airing or premiering right now. And just to apologize again that I will not make a video on the anime movie version or for last year 2022. And also, like Hoshino, I will also be going on hiatus until further notice. Don't worry guys, I did not get any strike or anything. It has been a good 8 to 9 years of supporting this channel as well as this video. Like last time, thank you for watching a bit, half or the whole video, or you use the chapters to skip to the end. And yes, I know, I don't want this to happen as well. But in the future, if I am able to come back and say the things I want to say, like what I'm doing right now, I don't mind, and I hope you guys will still remember who I am from years ago, and maybe also to myself. Lastly, my name is Zion. Thank you so much for watching this last video. I wish everyone stay safe, take care, and goodbye. Peace.